digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, welcome to the electricity and the diary home top past present and exciting future, of course, on the Thomas Frank as we give you the player ratings from yesterday's game 3-0 by Everton. A very good performance of the Spurs overall, very good performance by the players as well. Thomas Frank got his tactics well on for the game yesterday. I don't think there's much to criticise about it, to be fair. I think if anyone can find any criticism in it, I think he's been extremely harsh. And I think it's good for the players to put in a performance now. We want them to back them up. When the back his performance up now against Newcastle on Wednesday and then against Chelsea next Saturday. And it's important that we put a bit of a run together. That's his right project, right? Okay. Maybe. See, hang on a minute. Well, maybe I'm not one.
Is that better, Carl? Is that better? Let me know if that's better, guys. Let me know. If somebody will let me know in the chat if that's better. Grant, I got a thumbs up. It keeps putting it onto the wrong setting. I've got a new setup, by the way, and the StreamYard won't recognize the new link up I've got, the new setup I've got. Sorry. So yeah, it was like fuck. AI. I'm not an AI, I promise. I'm me. I'm fully human. I'm not an AI, honestly. Look, I thought yesterday was good. I was watching a few YouTube channels last night, and I'll go more into depth in this tonight. And I think there's a right that we can be excited and be cheerful. And I think that performance yesterday showed where we are under Thomas Frank. Yes, there's going to be bad games. Yes, there was games that we're not going to perform. What really got me about the Monaco game was the way that we didn't fight or perform for the badge or the shirt. We didn't give effort. There was no intensity, and I felt that was addressed yesterday. And I know a few people are saying that we're in the title race and it's only 9 games gone and that, but you're third in the league. And if somebody had said to you guys before the start of the season, would you have taken third? Would after 9 games, you're third in the league? I think we all would have been, it, you know, you all would have bitten our hands off for that. But I thought it was a good performance yesterday. Let's see who's in the chat. Big up to Carl. Big up to Joe Blogs as well. Big up to you. He says, nice and clear now. Big up to you, Joe Blogs. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you as well, Carl. Give him 1 out of 10. Look, I couldn't even give Brendan Johnson 1 out of 10. And he was woeful yesterday. Now, I got a little story. This should all make you laugh. I was putting this together last night. I finished it off this morning. And I thought for the first time in my life, I would write a script for myself for the player rating so I know exactly what I wanted to say about each individual player. And I thought I saved it on my notepad. I went through a good hour last night writing my script out, what to say and how I wanted to say it. And I lost them all. I didn't save. So now I've got to go back to using the old noggin now to try to get this right. So hopefully so. Big up to Keeler. I know you are, so I hope you're feeling all right, bud. And I hope everything is going okay. Oh, my heart goes out to you, man. Yeah, okay. I'll change the Brendan Johnson one for you. Okay. He gave Brendan a 10. He got a corner. I am on a bus watch and say hi to James. Yeah. Hey, you should do it. You should do a video from the bus now, Tequila. Or join me from the bus. If you want to join me, let me know. I'll send you the link if you want to join me from the bus. You're more than welcome, sir. I will send you the link if you're on the bus. And make it a laugh. Go on. We all need a laugh. Come on. There you go. There's the link. If you're on the bus and you want to join, bud, you're more than welcome. Well, let's crack into it, guys. Let's get into it. We did beat Everton today 3-0. I thought it was a very good performance. I thought the midfield was good. I thought the defense was solid. I thought our attack was a little bit low, I think, but I think Colo had a very good hour. Really worked hard up there, held up the ball well. And do you know what? Apart from the offside goal that Everton got, which I think is the right call, but I think I think it was the right call in the end. But why does it take football so long to get to these decisions? It really just baffles me. But anyway, let's crack on with it, guys. Let's get on. And this is me and James give our player ratings. James sent me over his ratings last night. So Vicario, I gave him an 8. James gave him a 9.5. The reason I gave him an 8 was 2 stunning saves from Beto and the other number 10 for Everton. Hey, do you know what? He played well yesterday. I'm trying to look at my notes, by the way, the ones I've quickly written down. I think there were two good saves yesterday from. I thought he was solid in goal, and I thought he'd done a really good performance. 2 saves that come out to me was the one that got deflected from Danso when it got down to his left, and the other one was when the number 10 was in and he saved it with his chest and he put it over the bar for a bet. Very good performance. Yes, we've been critical of Vicario. I've been very critical of Vicario, but I can't fault him yesterday, and you can't fault him against Monaco either. So 2 good back-to-back performances for Vicario. Now we're going for Porro for me, a 7 for Porro. The only thing for me Porro did was the block at the start of the game against Grealish. Apart from that, a solid game for him, a solid performance for him. Did what he had to do. Nothing really spectacular. Probably, I think he did he get yeah, he got an assist for the second goal for me, if I'm remembering rightly. But apart from that, a solid performance, I think, for Porro. And me and James both give him a 7. We're both agreeing that. So that's That's looking good for me and James. And Tequila, I don't know what you're putting in. Tequila gave 8 for Vicario, 8 for Carl as well for Vicario, 7 for Porro for Carl. Let me know, Tequila, where your ratings are for Porro. Mickey van der Ven, well, what can you say about him? Captain, scored the 2 goals, a magnificent performance for me. The first goal, brilliantly headed back in by Bentancur. There was Vicario unmarked in the area, put the ball in the net. And then the second goal as well, from another corner as well. Absolutely fantastic. Got 2 goals. Do you know what? It's the first time Van der Ven has ever scored 2 goals in the game. That is his first time ever. But yeah, a captain's performance. And as well, I think he's a future Tottenham captain in the making here. I really do. I really do believe that. Do you know what, Tequila? I did give him a 9. And then I sort of looked back at the highlights this morning very quickly before when I was putting this together. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have to give him a 10. He was just dominating. He was a monster yesterday. He really was. Carl's give Van der Ven a 10, 2 goals and a clean sheet. But Tequila, Van der Ven 9. I would never give anyone 10. That's fair. And he says 7 is about right for Porro. Oh, we all seem to be agreeing. This is good. I'm enjoying this now. Danso for me, another good solid performance from Danso. He gets an 8 for me. I thought he done very well yesterday. If I give you just a little bit what James said about Danso, solid at the back with BDB is correct. And really where I'm going with it as well is a solid afternoon from the Austrian. He was marking Beto yesterday. Not an easy task for me, but I thought he done well. I thought he really done well, Danso yesterday. He's doing well stepping in for Romero. Now the question's asked, is he better than Dragosin? Who do you keep? Who do you sell? Do you keep Danso or do you sell Dragosin? I think he's better than Dragosin at the moment, but we have to wait to see when Dragosin comes back from his injury. But for me, yeah, I'm going for that. Danso, 8.5, really impressed and really solid. Yeah, Tequila's gone a solid 7 for me. Big up Tequila. Some good scores coming in from you guys. Yeah, me and James both went with an 8, but I wouldn't disagree with the 7 either. It was between the 7 and an 8, so you're sort of in the right ballpark. Jed Spence for me, this is where me and James did differ a little bit. I thought Jed Spence was okay yesterday. Not spectacular. Nothing really that sprang out for me. But did what he had to do. Another solid for yes, he is better than the drag queen. Yeah, for me, a good performance yesterday, a solid performance by Spence. Not spectacular, but done his job, if you know what I mean. Did what he had to do. Not an easy task as well, because he had Iliman Nadiadi, the number 10 down his side. So, you know, I just feel it was a good solid performance for me in Spence. But look, it's a good run of games for the English international. He's doing well, and I think he's improving all the time, and I think he's proving his doubt is wrong as well. If you look at how when he first came to the club under Conte, he was a trouble player, he was a troublemaker, he didn't do well, and then suddenly look at him now. 2 English caps, quite consistently playing well for Tottenham, in there when you're doggy. But the one thing I will say, and I agree with Tequila, we needed another fullback in the summer. Because we didn't get that fullback, we're now reliant on Jed Spence, that if either fullback gets injured, he's going to have to play either side. So what happens if you doggy and Porro get injured? Yes, you can play Mickey van der Ven on the left. Yes, you do have Ben Davies, but he's out injured. So we did leave ourselves short in that sort of department. But a 7 for me and an 8 for James. Carl has gone for a 7, did what he had to do exactly, and then Tequila's gone for 7 for being maybe a 6. Yeah, see, that was the thing, Tequila. I agree with you. Look, I sometimes with these play ratings, right? I'm stuck between. I look at the performance and think, yes, that's a 6 performance. Then you look at it again. Then when you look at it without, if you look, I had to rewatch the game again last night, and I did rewatch the game again for the play ratings, and I watched it as I was a neutral fan, and that's the sort of mind the sort of the mind take you got to do with these player ratings, and you can't let emotion, because if you let emotion take hold of you, you'll be giving all the Spurs players an 8 or a 9. So you got to watch it with a mind view of you being a neutral fan, and I did that last night. And I just found Spence was between the 6 and the 7 for me. I decided to give him a 7 because he was solid. That's the only reason he got a 7 for me. He would have got a 6, but I think because he was solid. But I agree with Tequila, 7 for me, maybe 6. He was between the two. So I don't think you're far off there, Tequila, to be fair. Bentancur for me gets an 8. I thought he was okay last night. Laid on, got an assist for the first goal with Mickey van der Ven. And then he was solid. He was quite solid in that partnership with Paulinho. And all these talks that Paulinho and Bentancur for me, do you know what? I think it needs to stop. I really do. Do you know, I got a stat for tonight's show that I found, and I will bring it on tonight's show, that if you look at this time last season on Ange Postecoglou, and you look to this season, there's more discipline for me in them pivots. And I just think playing with Paulinho and Bentancur, I think it's the right decision. It keeps it tight at the back. It keeps everything united. And yes, we might not be the most attractive team to watch, but we're getting the job done. We're unbeaten away from home. You know, we've got the best away record in, I think, in all of the football leagues. I think apart from one more team, we're up there. So I think Bentancur's doing a fantastic job. He's doing what he's meant to do. He does that for Uruguay as well. Yes, he can play a bit further up. Um, but for me, I think Bentancur did well. So an 8 for me and an 8 from James as well. We do agree in that. Carl's gone for Bentancur, a solid 7.5. I thought he was his best game for weeks. Tequila's gone for Bentancur 7. That's fair enough. Yeah, we're around the same ballpark. Please don't make me think of last season. I have PTSD up until the final game. Yeah, I know how you feel. For me, Paulinho. Now I could have gone a bit higher with Paulinho. I should have gone 8.5 in my opinion, because I thought he was immense yesterday. Absolutely, and everything we did in that midfield came from Paulinho. He broke up everything. He was in there with tackles, broke up play against Everton, done a fantastic job in that midfield. Me and James both gone with an 8 for him. Please sign this player up now. Please, for the love of God, sign this player up now. He needs signing up. He's absolutely the DM we wanted. But I will put this out there, and I will put this into the melting pot. We had a number 6 in Højbjerg. And what did we do? We got rid of him. We really needed a number 6 last year. Can you imagine Højbjerg and Paulinho together? I think that would be a partnership in itself, and put Bentancur in the number 8. But for me, I just think he was immense yesterday. Another solid performance by Paulinho, and please sign him up now. Carl's gone for, okay, so you've gone for Paulinho. I love this bloke. 8. 7, sometimes the best player you don't need to mention. Just quite a good, absolutely go about his job. I meant an 8, so he's gone for an 8 for him. So he's agreeing with me and James. Tequila, 7. I don't think to do the 5 stuff, but maybe 7.5. But 7, I think you're fair enough, Tequila. I think you're around the same ballpark as well. 7 and 8. I think it's a good mark. I want to ask you guys in the question, and people over on X as well who are watching this as well. Would you buy? I might put it into a poll actually. So give me a minute. Let me put a poll into the chat and let me know what you guys think of this poll question. Right, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, we're going to go there. Okay. Let me come on. No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I want to go there. That's where I want to go. So I'm just sticking the poll in the chat now. So give us 2 minutes. Hang on, it's so slow. Honestly, you want to do anything, the internet needs to quicken up. Quicken up, internet. Right. Okay. Okay. Now I don't want that. I do want that. That's it. Okay. The question will be, Okay, let me. Right. There we go. It's coming in now, guys. So give us 2 secs. Sorry about this. Right, there we go. There is the poll. The question is, would you buy Palunia in January? Let me know what you think. Big up the column as well. Big up column. How are we doing? It says 6 for Palunia. No, that's fair. Why? Give me a why 6 for Palunia column. I'd love to know your thoughts. Why? That's fair enough. I mean, tequila. I mean, we've always been around the same ballpark, but why 6? Let me know why, bud. Be great to know your reasons why. Now Xavi. Now this is look. Xavi got a 6 from me and a 7.5 from James. A bit of difference here. James's reasons for giving him a 7.5 are he said had a busy game, really influenced the game up front in the first half. I don't think he did. I think he worked hard. Did he say no? Oh Lord. Shame I can't vote in my own poll. Okay. Colin and Tequila are voting no. That's fair enough. Why no, Tequila? Oh, that's a good point. No, that's a good point. That's a good for me, he worked hard. Yes. Is he getting better? Yes. Is he getting used to the Premier League? Yes. Does he need time to settle in? Yes. But I think he's better on the left than he is the central midfield, attacking midfielder for me. I think the best you've seen from Xavi is when he's been on the left hand side. So for me, I think we've got to stop with this narrative that Xavi is the new number 10. Xavi's our new number 10. He's not. For me, he's a left side player for me. And I think when Kulu and Madison comes back, you put Kulu and Madison in that number 10 role, then I think you get more creative spark up front with a proper striker. But for me, I think he's more for them. That's why I give him a 6. James give him a 7.5. Yeah, he needs time to settle. I think you may agree on that column. I just think he's better on the left. But it's just my opinion. And Tequila, God, everyone's agreeing with me. Jesus. Is it snowing outside? No, it's not snowing. Everyone's agreeing with me. Big up the column as well. He says he was just doing his job, didn't really stand out. In my view, for an 8 or higher, they have to be best player in the by a mile. I don't think he shone better than anyone else. I think as a 6 he did, and I think that's why he was playing as a 6. But I did see one lineup where it was a 4. I can't remember. No, Andy Booth is a load of shite, and I will stand over that. Andy Booth is no Andy. Yeah, why are you saying Andy Booth? Seriously, Xavi's 10. Andy Booth couldn't lace Xavi's boots. But yeah, I get it. I get it. As a 6, he probably did well, Colin. Was he playing as a 6 or an 8? I thought he's playing as a 6, but if he is an 8, then I probably would have to agree with you. But maybe that's a sign of a good player, going around doing his job quietly and getting on with it. But, you know, that's why I love football. Everyone, everyone, I see the comedy value. Everyone has their own opinion. And I love that. I love that about football. And that's why I love doing this channel, because everyone has different opinions. You may not agree with them, but they all have different opinions. And also with the player ratings, everyone sees the game differently. So yeah, big up to everyone. I'm glad everyone's getting involved in this and getting good interaction. Keep it up, guys. Really enjoying it. For me, kudos. I gave him a 7 yesterday. James gave him an 8. The reason for James giving him an 8 was solid down the right hand side, worked hard to put the team on the front foot, and he did work hard, but I just think he was being double marked yesterday, and that sort of takes him out of the game a little bit. But he did work hard, he tried his best, and that's all you can ask for from kudos. But me, a 7 for me, 8 from James. Let's see what people in the chat are saying. Tequila's going a 7 for Tequila, maybe a 6. Tequila is our best attacking player by country miles, or 7.5. Yeah, I get it. So we're all around the same sort of ballpark. Yes, they did double him, teamed him. Yeah, and teams are doing that now, and that's the problem. When they double, you look at Monaco, they tripled him. They put 3 players on him. every club now working out. If you double up Kudus, they've got no creative spark, and that's what we're missing. So, I love Kudus. I really do. I think he was a great signing. Absolutely adore the player. But, when they double up on him, he needs a bit of help down there. He really does. Um, Morani, for me, 7, worked hard, got a good start yesterday. And I agree with James. He went 7.5, and I agree with James' statement as well. Looked bright on his first start, held the ball up well, and battled for every ball. He did. He really did. And I thought he worked extremely hard up there yesterday. Um, well, I gave him a 7. I give Paluna an 8 because I thought him and Bentacle worked well together, and I thought they did really well together as a team. That's why I give him an 8. I would have given them a 7 if it was an individual, but I try to look at it as them working as a unit. So for me, that's why I give them an 8. That's my reason for it. I see this is what I mean. Kudos is giving us 8 or 7. Who performed better than him? Who performed better, him or Palhinha? It's a rare that you get more than several players an 8.5. But I'm just like, no, you're right to be harsh. You're right to the half. Um, I just yeah. I mean, I've been quite consistent with my ones. The only one I gave no, I gave Palhinha an 8 because I think he worked well with Bentancur. I thought he did his defensive work. Um, I think he'd done a lot of work that went unnoticed yesterday. And when I rewatched the game again last night, I noticed that he did a lot of the defensive work and he intercepted a lot of balls and he got his tackles in right. Him and Bentancur did very well together. I get it. I think you're right in what you're saying. But I do understand that. But look, for Morani, for me, Kola, I think he worked hard up front yesterday. Didn't get his goal, but worked extremely hard. He really did. And I think it's good. I think he will come good. He will come there. We've got here. No, I agree, Column. So Keeler's agreeing with Column. 6.5 for Morani just needs time. Yeah, he does. I consider an 8 that the player has had a fantastic game. 9 is a rare thing, and the 10 just don't happen really in my mind. I feel I'm being doubled up on here. Yeah, I feel I'm being doubled up here on. Johnson for me 3. I thought he was woeful yesterday. I think he was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. I really did. James didn't even give me a mark for Johnson, so I just gave him a 3 as well. Hopefully he agrees with that. But I thought he was wank yesterday. I really did. The only time he showed up was at the end of the first half, and I was surprised. I thought, God, is he on the pitch? Um, so for me, I don't know what you're going to do with this player. What we're going to have to do with Johnson. Um, I know, Carl. I'm joking. I am joking. By the way, I am having a laugh. Yeah, 1 out of 19. Why don't I like his paper? I agree with you. Look, I just fuck off. 10. 10 for what? I don't know where he's playing yesterday. What? Look, it was playing on the right, I think, because I think Kudos played in the 10 row yesterday. Well, I'm not sure if Kudos and Xavi were sort of, you know, overlapping each other in that 10 row. It's very hard to know 2,000 out of 10. Fuck off. Seriously. I thought he's woeful yesterday. Can somebody give me a sensible comment about Brendan Johnson? How bad? Do you agree with 3? Dermot, no, Ruth, but I know that, man. I know that. I'm only joking in jest, like. No, respect your scores, just giving us and our personal judgment. Yeah, that's fair enough. You know more, but you've played the game at a high level than I have, so I really do look to you, see what you say. Dermo, look, no, I do not. Johnson, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 19. Why? Don't like his face really. Yeah. Big up to Nightmare Kid, K4 Pete. 3 is too high. Sensible comment. Okay, please sell him in January. Fair enough. I agree with that 100%. And I can admit when I'm wrong. I backed Johnson for 2 years and I'm wrong. If, sorry, I forgot to give him 2,000 to 1. Sorry, I forgot to put a minor symbol in front of it. Yeah, I agree. Minor. Yeah, I think he was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. Um, Dermot Breno needs to be. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. He's not Spurs quality. Looking at your squad, he is a weak link. 1 out of 5. I agree with you. I would look. I gave him a 1 the other day, and I was people were telling me I was being too harsh, giving him a 1. That's why I gave him a 3, just to be nice. I agree with you. Uh, well, what's your sensible comment, Carl? I'm going to look forward to that one. I agree with you. He's the weak link. But where do you sell him to, though? Who would take him, Colin? Please tell me which club would buy Brennan Johnson. You would have to sell him at a complete loss. We are going to sell him at a loss. We overpaid for him to begin with. And look, maybe under an Ange system, he worked, but not under a Thomas Frank system. And Thomas Frank demands players to work. If you lose the ball, he demands you work hard to get the ball back, and and make your presence known in the team. He doesn't do that. He went, uh, for me, I think he has to go. I would love to know where you think he could go, Colin. I would love to know what club you think would buy him. What's the probably what? How much would you buy him for? Seriously, though, serious question. We paid 50 for him. We're going to make a loss on him anyway. And there's always I don't know how much. Do you know what? That's about a fair price, I would say. Yeah, he would work well at Sunderland and Leeds. That's not a bad shout. 20 million, yeah, but we've lost 30 million on this player. Really, it grinds my goat. That look, I supported him for 2 years, and I'll hold my hands up. I did support him for 2 years, but after what I've seen the start of this season, pre-season, and this season, I'm sorry, he's not good enough. He needs to either get his ass in the gear or get somebody to grab a hold of him, tell him you've got some sort of talent. Right, we're going to work on it. He needs to work harder than he does. But big up, that's not a bad shout, Sunderland. I think he might be better at Leeds than Sunderland, to be fair, Colin. But Sunderland doing very well at the moment, by the way. Right. Who else we got? Xavi was dreadful. People going to come for me, but he didn't create anything. Going to come for you for that comment. All hell, King Xavi. I thought Xavi was all right yesterday. I think he just needs to get used to the Premier League. Johnson is full. I hate being negative, but I need a winger exactly to get round the player. Just doesn't do it and took Kudus out of his best position. Yeah, he did. But I thought Kudus did well in the 10 yesterday, by the way. Big up to Rhino. Send him to West Ham. I don't care. Just get rid. I think I agree. Tequila says send Brendan Johnson to whichever pool club has Ange as the next manager. It will fit right in. That's not a bad shout either, Tequila, to be fair. Forest will take him back. They're desperate. Yeah, I look, fair enough. I wouldn't call him that. I wouldn't call him that nightmare kid, to be fair. But your opinion. Big up to Simon Cohen as well. Big up, Simon. Hope you're doing well, bud. Brendan Johnson would be great at Hull City. Well, the debate goes on. Where does Brendan Johnson go? Right, Richarlison. I gave him a 6 yesterday, and James gave him 5.5. The only reason I gave him a 6 because I meant to give him a 5 and I pressed 6, so I actually meant to give him a 5. So I do apologize. I got my ratings mixed up, so it's a 5 for me. Should have scored. He had a beautiful chance on and goal. All he had to do was either go around the keeper or put it through his legs in the back of the net. 4-0. There was your 3-0. And then Papa Sarr scores, it makes it 4-0. But he can't even do that. Please, for the love of God, just sell the player. Just sell the player. That's all I'm going to say on him. I say he will be. I really do. Send him to Scotland out of the country. I agree, Carl. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. He might do well in the Scottish League, actually. Richie should have scored, yes. Richie was a 5 for me. Good assist, but should have scored as well. Yeah. I'm hoping hard. Do you know what, Tequila? I'll be honest with you. With my Celtic hat on, I hope Celtic win the league. But I think for Scottish football and for what it would do to Scottish football, I think Hearts should win. I hope they do win for Scottish football in itself. So, yeah, 4 out of 10. sort of around all the. I made a mistake of mine, so I hold my hands up. I didn't mean to give him a 6. I meant to give him a 5. That's my fault. So sorry. We got Saar for me. He got an 8 for me. He thought he did well when he come on. He got his goal as well, and also the celebration for one of his colleagues that was that passed away over the weekend. I've looked into it a little bit. I need to look into it more before I understand why. Yeah, go for 1 out of 10 for Richie or Johnson, one of the two. You convinced me 4 was too high. You're going to give a 1 out of 10 for Johnson as well, Tequila, just to make it a double pivot. But yeah, I thought Saar did well when they came on. Look, I don't know why Thomas Frank isn't picking him. I really do. Now, for the subs as well, where's Saar? Great finish for the second, third, and did well. He did well in his cameo. He really did. I thought Saar did brilliantly. Bergville as well, another good performance, came on, did his job. Did what he had to do. Did what he had to do. Solid performance for his coming on. And then Tell wasn't on long enough for even to get a vote, to even get a rating. So there you go. That is the player ratings, guys. And let me know if you agree or disagree in the chat or in the comments below. I really would love to know what you think. I love doing these because I love getting the interaction from you guys as well and putting your thoughts in. And it's good. I enjoy it. Bergville gets a 5 from Carl. Bergville, good appearance. Danso was bad. He kept letting the ball. I don't agree. Nightmare Kid. Tell is my main striker at Real Madrid, and he's really. How the fuck have you got him up to there, Tequila? You gone to Real Madrid now? Yeah, that's what I'm working at. Which family member did make EFC? My Johnson's 4 out of 10 was combination of the whole season. Yeah, fair enough. 1 out of 10. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah, the Madrid manager. Fair play to you. I'm still at Tottenham. I haven't moved from Spurs yet. Right, guys. Danso stats were quality yesterday. Just look at them. Yeah, there were. But guys, that is it. That is your player ratings for our Tottenham against Everton, our 3-0 away win at the new Hill Distance Stadium, the first team ever to win up there. Also, we keep our unbeaten away run going. But tonight we're back at 8 o'clock for Newsbeat, where I've got a bit of news, early sort of rumoured transfer news as well that I've picked up from some of the papers this morning. Also, we're going to look back more at the Everton game. Also, we're going to look back at the stats of the game. Also, we're going to have a look at Thomas Frank's first 14 games in charge. And I tell you one thing, it's not a bad, only 2 defeats out of his last 14. It's not a bad record, and Spurs third in the league. I know Emma's going to laugh. There's a lot of teams up there that are tightly packed after 9 games. But can Tottenham qualify for Europe? Has anyone changed their mind where Tottenham will finish at the end of the season? I think they're going to finish in Europe. I'd love to know what people think. And also, I'm going to ask the question for tonight, by the way. Are you happy with the way Tottenham are playing? A lot of people are complaining that Tottenham are not playing the Tottenham way, but we did that under Ange, and look where we ended up. Do we need a little bit of boring, not too much boring, but a little bit of boring football? I'm going to end the poll, and the poll. Let me do the. Hang on. Let me do the. I want to do something here. Hang on. Where is it? Hang on. A little bit of drum and roll. The poll: would you buy Polonia in January? 71% said yes. 29% said no. Only 7 votes. So really a small section of the people watching put the votes in. But a poll is a poll, and the majority have said yes. So let's go with the majority. Apparently, big up the column. Told you top 6. Yeah, I think you're right. There, maybe I might get a bit delusional and say we're going to be higher than that, but look, that's just me. Here we go, Dermo. Back to unleash. We're going to win the league. Yeah, well, Um, look, uh, if you look at it right, everyone's even Man United are in the title race at the moment. There's about 8 or 9 teams after 9 games are in the title race. You know, I know last night I said we are up there. If we can be up there before Christmas or after Christmas and still be in the top 4 or top 3 within a few points, if you're up there in January, um, with the points, then yeah, I will say, yeah, exactly, That's the point I'm making, Tequila. There's about 8 or 9 teams in there. You, the only time you can say you're in the title race realistically is after Christmas in January when you're up there. Do I think we're in a top fight for Europe? Yeah, definitely. We're in a fight for Europe. We're in a fight for European place. Maybe fifth. I think we look. I think fifth is very much achievable. And if the teams do well in Europe this year, that means fifth becomes the Champions League place. So I think you've got to eye for fifth as well. And do we have a chance with the cups? Yes, we do. We've got to beat Newcastle. Um, we've got to beat Newcastle on Wednesday, but that's going to be a tough game. But I think we can under this sort of. We're not going to go up there with Ange tactics of playing wide open. I think they're going to face a very different Tottenham side on Wednesday, but I think we can get a result up there. I really do. And I think we can get into the next round and get closer to Wembley, which is so important. I've got a taste of winning trophies. I want more. I want more. What I've got to say, we've got the Keeler column saying, please don't waste £30 million in January, 10 million for every 10 years he's been alive. um, Look, I personally, my own personal opinion is I'd be quite happy to sort out the deal for the summer in January. Get it sorted out so we know what we're paying on the 1st of July and get it done. I think Tottenham have different areas to look at. Look, we need a fullback, we need a striker. Can we get a striker in on loan? I know there's a lot of talk about Vlahovic at the moment. Is that going to go through? I don't know. You have to wait and see. I'm waiting for a major update from my sources who I use to bring you all the news and all the breaking news. But you know, I would like to think we could be after Vlahovic. I would like to think that if he's only got 6 months left in his contract, then why can we not? Um, why can we not get him in the January? Or even sign him get him signed up on a pre-contract that he comes in the summer. Um, but we have to wait and see. Big up to the real Yid. Big up to you, real Yid. How many changes? I think. Look, I'm going to do my player ratings, my player predicted lineup tomorrow. Yeah, we're going out live tomorrow, and I'm going to do that as a member show because I'm actually going to link it up also with um the what do you call it, fantasy league as well, which needs updating as well, guys. Um, I go for 5 changes tomorrow for Wednesday. I don't think you change the defense at all. I think you keep the defense as it is. I think the midfield. I think you would probably rest Palunia for Bergville, and then you put Papasar in the 10. You would play Colo up front with Odebar on the left and probably Kudus on the right. So they were the changes. No, you're not bottom anymore. You're climbing. You're one behind me, I think. I haven't seen the updated league columns. You may be ahead of me now. But yeah, but no, you're not bottom anymore. No, let's break out the champagne. But guys, thank you all for watching. Do hit the like, do hit the subscribe if you can, do hit the notification bell. We're on the march for 2 to 3K. We'd love to get there before the end of the season. And I want to thank everyone who came in today. I want to thank Colin. I want to thank the real Yid. I want to thank Carl. I want to thank Tequila. I want to thank who else came in today? I want to thank Rhino. I want to thank also Simon Cohen as well. Also, where is he? Nightlife Kid as well for all coming in. People don't watch this on X. Do me a favor, you're watching on X, just pop on over, hit the sub, hit the like button. It really helps with the notification bell. And all, it's free. But guys, if you do want to pick up your memberships, there are 99p or 99 cent. Whichever you are around the world, they're all the same. We ask you for the cheapest memberships on YouTube. Nobody does it as cheap as we do because we know times are hard out there. We know there's a living crisis. We know people are hard trying to buy food and that. And that's why we ask for the minimum we are allowed to give. We'll make it cheaper if we could, but we can't. So 99p isn't a lot, guys. So do get your memberships, plenty of memberships going. 21 points behind you. Oh God, Colin, you're coming. You're coming. Yeah, Tequila's right. No one is as cheap as us. Yeah, I don't think there's any memberships out there, Tequila, at 99p or 99 cents. I tried to take that as a company. Yeah, because we offer the best look, and we do offer good membership shows. You get involved in the fantasy league. We do pre-game. I know the pre-game thoughts. The other one was live, but I try to do as much member show as I can. But you members need to come in and get interactive and try to get interactive with the shows that we do for you members, because these shows we try to do our best. We try to do our best for you guys, and all we want is a little bit of enthusiasm from you, and we will keep doing what we're doing. So, guys, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm off now to have a cup of tea, have a cheese and tomato sandwich, and also just try to chill out. I'm back at 8 tonight with Newsbeat, with a little bit of news, a little bit of fun, a little bit of my thoughts, and a little bit of me causing craziness, I think. But on that bombshell, speak to you later. Come on, you Spurs. And Thomas Frank, we trust. We never stop. Woohoo! Come on, you Spurs.
Eyes on the prize.